Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick video on some security features once you get your ski back where you need it, wherever you're storing it. I happen to put mine in the garage, so a lot of this stuff is going to be overkill, but if you're leaving it in a yard or a driveway or something like that, you may want to have some of these items, and we will talk about these throughout the video. And then for any that are relevant, we might go ahead and put some links in the description, so feel free to check that out if you want to pick one up. So here we go. First thing that I'm going to do, and I should have already had this one done, so apologies that this wasn't done. If you can't tell, I got a million different keys for a million different things, and eventually you start to learn what's what, but I'm still kind of in the learning mode, hence the name of the channel here. But eventually we will get this right. There we go. Okay. So what this is going to simulate the ball. You can go ahead and zoom to that, the hitch there on the back of your vehicle. So we're simply going to put this up here like this, and we're going to drop this guy over the top. And normally when you hook this up to the vehicle, one of the first things you're going to do after you get that in there is lock it down like that. So you'll notice that once I do that, this isn't going anywhere, but we're not done with that yet. We are going to go ahead, instead of using a normal pin to put through here like we do when we're traveling, we're going to go ahead and put just a simple padlock through that. So that part's locked. And then the other thing we're going to do with the key that we had here, you'll see that it says this side up. We're going to go ahead and, oops, wrong side there. We're going to go ahead and put this back on the jagged side like that. So even if this somehow gets clipped and they go to undo this, they're not going to be able to do that with this lock right here. So you kind of got a double whammy here. And then I learned this in somebody else's video, but what we're going to do next is with your safety chains, you don't want someone to try to use your own chains against you. So we're actually going to loop these around and we're going to lock these. So I'm going to start on my particular trailer. It works best if I start on the side that it's coming out of. I'm going to go over first and then back up top like that. I'm going to come out to this side. We're going to go over next, around, and back up like that. And then I'm simply going to take these two ends, kind of hold them up and try to find a point where two of these lengths line up. I'm going to take a slightly longer padlock here. And go ahead and loop that through. And lock that down. So now, somebody could easily probably clip these locks if they really wanted to. But I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to get to what they're going after. And I've gone back and forth with this next one, so shout out to Camo for putting me onto this one. My wife doesn't want me to get a second one, so we're just going to go with the one for now. This actually goes, I might go up over the top of the axle, come back down on the bottom, and then this is long enough where I can actually make a second pass through. So I'm going to go ahead and go through a second time. And then I'm going to come back through the bottom, and this is going to clip in right here like this. And then in order to get this open and out, there's a little latch right here, and the key goes in here to unlock that. There's actually a metal braid in here, and one of my buddies said he can cut through this pretty easily with one of his tools, but the average person, if they see this sticking out on your tire, they see all that shit that we had on the front, you're hoping that they just go to the next person's trailer. A lot of this is just designed to be a deterrent, more so than it is to be completely thief-proof. So those are the items that will go on your trailer. And one last thing I want to show you guys, if we come back to the vehicle over here, you still have it hooked up. So shout out to my buddy Clint for this one, because he actually saw me do this weekend and pretty much told me, you know, that might be a no-no, because especially if you're on a little bit of a incline where your ski can roll backwards, that might not be what you want to be doing there. And again, it'll take us a minute or two. Eventually we'll find where we need to be with these keys. And you can see these are my pieces, and I don't even know what the hell goes to what. So you're just going to piss off a thief who's trying to get at your shit. So this is the pin that normally goes through. This is the pin that you're going to want to travel with. You don't want to, as we get into the part here with this lock, you don't want to travel with this. It's actually a little bit thinner. There's an outer coating piece that comes over the top of this that makes it a little bit thicker. The way that it happens to work with this particular setup is I take that outer coating piece off and just use it as is. So we're going to slip this off here, take this out, And you'll notice, as I put these side by side, the one on the right-hand side is the one that you travel with, the one on the left-hand side you can replace it with. But just be very, very careful, because as soon as you do that, this thing is loose. And if you have your safety chains on while you're taking this and swapping this out, if anything were to move, it'll catch it, but you still want to be very, very careful. So try to do this on, if anything, a flat surface, and not so that you're on a decline. So we're simply going to take this through, put this through here, connects into this piece like so, and then that's locked. And just to keep all the gunk out, there's a cap that goes back over this. So even if somebody sees all the shit you have on the front side of it and they say, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and detach this and take the whole thing off and deal with all that stuff later, you got one more thing up here. It's a slight deterrent to keep them from doing that. So hopefully you guys found this useful. Again, check out the links in the description. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.